Hi, Kim. How are you doing?
Jason, I'm so well. How are you doing today on this beautiful, beautiful summer day?
I am doing fantastic, enjoying the weather, but before it turns a little darker tomorrow, we're
For
recording
sure.
right before Henri makes landfall up here in New England.
Right,
Waiting
right.
to see what'll
I,
happen.
I'm not going to say welcome Henri because we don't really mean that.
Nope, just keep wishing him further out to sea.
Yeah,
I am so excited to be back doing Purple Figs with you. It's been a while
me
since we've been able
too.
to be together, and we have a brand new exhibit to show off. So much work currently in the gallery. What are we looking at for this month's show?
It's so exciting. We've got a beautiful exhibit downstairs, and I'm going to walk around a little bit from the Zion Heritage Museum called Heritage, and there's just some amazing art and artists down there. We also have our open juried show called Legacy, and the pieces are just exquisite. And this is a complimentary exhibit to Heritage. Behind me, and I know you love this one,
Mhm.
and I'll give you a better look in a little bit. We have got Christiane Corcelle and her Trees to Paper to Trees, and I'll let you explain what that is. And then finally, and I'm going to turn us around if I can here and show you an exhibit that was born during COVID. And these are photographs taken from 30 feet away of people on their front porches. And it was just a way of Annie Hart Cool and Lee, her photographer, to connect folks to each other during that early time of COVID, March to May 2020, when everybody felt so isolated. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, these are some really remarkable exhibits. Definitely well worth your time to come check out the gallery. I know I felt more than many shows we do so much. I'll call it synergy, I guess, between them, especially the show on the first floor, Heritage, that is so much about history, where we come from, and upstairs, Legacy is about where we're going, and the pictures of the portraits we have. Are so much about where we are. And
Yep.
then there is that last piece, which is indeed the piece I wanted to write about
Yes.
today. What are you
And I
showing
just want
there,
Yes, I
Kim?
just wanted to mention, finally, we are doing a digital exhibit called All in the Family. This was a national call for art, and we have got some beautiful pieces, and you can see this on social media and on our website. It's playing. All the names of the artists are there. It's not to be missed, but you can do this from the comfort of your home, although we really want you to come down here and see some of this gorgeous art.
Yeah, better to see it all at once, right? But you
Yes,
certainly can
absolutely.
head to
Absolutely.
artsonthecape.org if you want to see the All in the Family show. There's a huge variety of work from all across the country, which is always exciting to us. You know, we're all about celebrating local artists, but we are a place for visitors to the Cape as well. So being able to share work from all over means a lot to us. And now I'd love to talk about this piece that Kim is showing off. This is a Trees to Paper to Trees by Christiane Corcelle. It's 1 year's worth of paper waste. Anything that she received, packaging, junk mail, any paper goods she received, she shredded and put inside of this copper mesh. You can sort of see it, and it really sparkles up close. I'll try to show a picture of that later as well. So you see it's a whole variety of colors all hung here. It's an installation piece, which I love when we can use our gallery. We have a beautiful gallery for installation work. So if you were to see this piece somewhere else, of course, it wouldn't look any close, anything like what it is. Michelle, our curator, has hung it sort of around the corner on the second floor of the gallery. So it's there to sort of surprise you and shock you when you approach it, as it certainly did me. So, Kim, if you don't mind, I'll jump over to my poem here and share it with you.
Absolutely.
All
And
right.
I'll just mention that for those who aren't familiar, Purple Figs is the program that Jason and I do on behalf of Cotuit Center for the Arts, where we write poetry inspired by the art in our gallery. And there's way too much beautiful art here that we never get to it all, but we certainly love it all. And this is a perfect piece to write to. I'm envious right now, so go for it.
I got there first, so I got to
You
have
did,
my
you
pick.
did.
All right, so here's my currently untitled piece. Let's see if I can bring that up now. There we go. Okay, and this will be Kim's first time, so I hope my diction does it justice. Languidly, the paper hangs, of trees, but not like trees, intestinal. A year's worth of paper draped, light and heavy, copper mesh glinting in the shadows, desperate to be something before they fade. Appropriately, it hangs around the corner, inevitable. If they're supposed to be trees, they look like sour, wretched roots of them, sun scoured, blighted with heavy metals. She said it looks more like a digestive tract, and she's right, and it feels right. For 1 year, every piece of packaging and junk mail shredded, digested, added to mesh casing like so much ground meat. It never should have come this far, I think, watching the dead weight of these entrails hanging from the ceiling or coiled on the ground. Nobody asked for this kind of destruction. But the longer I look, the further from here I am. I'm back where the winds are muffled and the air is rich with life and decay and bird song. And in that place, I think to myself how easy it is to breathe here for some reason, as if this is where my body wanted to be all along. Languidly, the paper hangs, not trees, but redolent of them, a reminder of how we take that which sustains us for granted and how much more joy a tree gives us tall and wide against the clear sky.
That is exquisite. You know what I love about it, Jason, is the rich layers you have brought out exactly, I would think, if Christiane were here, of what she was hoping to convey, which is this has come full circle. And
Mhm.
to say this looks like entrails, to say this looks like, you know, pieces of meat hanging, it does not do justice, but it certainly explains beautifully because this is exactly what some of the interpretations could be. And yet there's just this quiet beauty here. What made you want to do this piece? Because there's so many gorgeous pieces that I know probably spoke to you in these exhibits. What was it that got you about this?
That's such a good question because it really shows the synergy between our curator and our artists. I saw this piece earlier in the week and thought it was very interesting, but it didn't speak to me. It didn't leap off the page, or leap onto the page, I should say. And I actually started writing a poem for another piece, a photograph elsewhere in the show. And then the next day, Michelle had hung new lighting. You
Uh,
sort of get a feel for it through Kim's camera, but you really don't feel it until you're in there. And it completely transformed it for me. And all of a sudden, I was having this series of emotions, and I really wanted to capture in the poem exactly what happened. Like when I saw the new pieces, they seemed sort of violent and, yes, like so much meat. And I just stayed with it. I was sort of frozen. It seemed horrific in a way. But the longer I stayed there, the more the individual pieces of paper stood out, and the more I remembered, oh my goodness, I threw away like all of this junk mail the day before without even thinking about it because I knew I didn't need it, and they didn't need to send it. And then I looked on the ground. If you can show some of the ground, Kim,
yes.
there's all of
Mhm.
this litter because it's just contained in copper mesh and it's all shredded paper. So wherever it goes, it leaves some of itself behind, and
Mm,
the
yes.
shadows it cast on the wall just reminded me inevitably of the forest because that is what she intends for it to be, trees to paper to trees. And I found myself transported with sort of the elemental nature of the artwork. So it, in a way, it had that cyclical experience of me just standing there where it was just waste or digested property, and then it became the thing it was meant to represent. And it was so remarkable. So it's tough to see here in Purple Figs, but I really tried to shape the poem as well, which I don't usually do. I don't worry very much when I write about the shape of the words, but I wanted it to sort of hang and then be still and then hang and drift again. Um, so it was just a remarkable experience. And I knew once I had that, and I'm sure you feel the same, Kim. Once you have that experience with a piece, you have to write about it. You can't let it go because it's not going to let you go.
Well, it's an exquisite piece, and I love talking about what inspires and what you were feeling and the fact that you changed your mind about it because you are absolutely right. There is something I mean, I can show folks here, when you're coming down the hall here, this is what you're looking at, these beautiful faces and people's front porches, and you're
Hmm.
watching families and you're seeing dogs and kids, and it's wonderful. And you come down, there's some at the end here, and you get here, and then it's there. And
Yeah.
there's just something about turning that corner. And the more you talk about it, the juxtaposition with the families here and how much waste we all are accumulating and putting out. It's really what beautiful job. I loved it so much.
There's especially in the legacy show, there's a number of other pieces. Again, I highly encourage you to come see them, that are about what humans have left behind. Our legacy is not just what we leave to children, but what we leave for generations. And that work inspired me, I think, to come to Trees to Paper to Trees in the way I did, thinking about legacy and what we leave behind. And certainly, our waste is such a big part of that. So I really mean it. The works in these exhibits are really speaking to each other in an exciting way. And like Kim said, there's so many we could have talked about, and Kim will have a piece soon, I'm sure, for us to talk about too. Um,
Give you a little taste here of
yes, yep. So this
the
is
rest of the second floor, and
yeah, this is
it's getting
upstairs in the
exciting
gallery.
here because
See,
we're having a gallery opening in exactly 5 minutes. Folks are going to be coming into the gallery and enjoying all this beautiful art. I'm currently up in our second floor gallery, and so you can look down and see folks starting to come in, and we're going to have some refreshments and some music, and it's a wonderful place to be on a beautiful afternoon. And thank you for that gorgeous poem, Jason. I just loved it.
you are welcome, Kim. I am happy to be back. I so look forward, as ever, to your work as well. Um, and I think that's about all for Purple Figs for this time. Um, Definitely come look. Oh man, there is just so much to see in this show. I
Up
keep
there.
you're walking by these. I've walked by them, a dozen times at this point. I am still
Yes,
forgetting some of the amazing work that we have up there for
yes.
legacy and for heritage.
Excellent. Well, thank you, and enjoy, everyone. Give us your thoughts about Purple Figs. We'd love to hear back from you.
Yeah, and we hope to see you in the gallery soon. Bye now.
Have a good day.